in a entrepreneurial book club where Stephanie never read the right book. And
Stephanie was terrible at this book club.
I really sucked at book club.
I did
Fabulous. What?
I just had a visual. I just had a
It was a
visual.
lot.
I had a visual.
He's proud of it.
Hold on, let me turn it on.
What was that skit? How'd the kids? How'd your wives?
I forgot.
You're the one who remembers
know.
absolutely everything.
Because now I just think of like, I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. It's well along those lines.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't
Hello.
remember.
Good morning. We are here live at Mashpee TV. It is Friday. It's the first day of summer, and we've got RTB in the studio.
Good morning.
Whoop, whoop.
Yay.
I know. I wish the sound effects buttons worked again, but I think I deleted them by
It's all
accident.
right. We don't want to be turned into chimbucks again.
No.
I love that reel. It's a lot of fun.
Definitely. So if you've not been outside, it's a little balmy. It's like the calm before the storm.
Well, when I was driving down this morning, I had the windows all
Right?
down, the sunroof open, and I didn't have this on. I had my tank top because
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to get overheated, but I wanted to wear this.
Yeah.
And I was freezing. It was cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it was great. I love the ride down.
Major heat wave coming our way starting Sunday afternoon. That's when it's going to roll in triple digits
right.
all over the world. It's never going to happen here on Cape Cod. We've got that coastal breeze. So
Well, that's the
you're good.
thing. You know, you in Boston, it was so hot yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, thank God we had some shade.
And you know the swing, 20 degrees.
Absolutely.
Boston to
Yeah.
Provincetown easily.
That's why I love coming to the Cape in the summer.
Right?
I do. It's a love-hate relationship.
And I would be remiss if you're in the Boston area to let you know that there is a ferry that happens all summer long.
There's one
Hop
from
on the boat.
Boston, and there's also one in Plymouth too. That'll
Yeah,
bring you
so
over to
there are
Provincetown.
multiple ways to do it without dealing with an hour of a backup yesterday. That's what it was. 1 hour. No, thank you.
Insane. But I do that because people are like, do you take the ferry? I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
I have to drive because I don't want to be a slave to the time frame. So,
Right.
but if you have the luxury to do it, you definitely should because it's a lifesaver for your sanity.
Yeah, and you like all the like this. You have stuff with you. You've got Rocco.
Well, and
you
also,
know,
yeah, I've got all the stuff. I got Rocco, but also, you know, you've introduced me to so many things and so many people on the Cape. I like making my little pit stops.
right?
It's
The
great.
the Upper Cape is not bad. Everybody, the
Yeah.
best of the Upper Cape is going on right now. Shout out to our friends over at the Enterprise newspaper. They're doing the best of Upper Cape, and I feel like it always Falmouth. Listen, there's Bourne, there's Mashpee, there's Sandwich. There's more to the Upper Cape. So explore and support those Upper Cape
because it
businesses.
takes forever to get found.
Right? It's another land.
Exactly. I mean, there's, you know, the other place is the Treehouse Brewing Company that I love.
So delicious,
You
right?
know, if I can time it right before they open, like if I leave Boston, I'll get a little bit of traffic, but get there right around when the time they open, you can do your online order,
Yep.
drive right up, they put it in your trunk and you just,
Yeah, they are the
Continue.
beer czars. Like there are
Yeah.
certain limits. There are certain ways that they do things. I do enjoy it though. You just follow the rules and you'll be fine.
I know I have to go to their other locations. I haven't had time to do it. And I've been
Oh.
dying to. I know. We've
Well, we've got a
set
beer
it up
date.
yet.
Absolutely. Hello, Auntie Ellen. Are you enjoying Clearwater Beach? Have you found Hank yet? They're staying at hotels next door to each other.
I heard yesterday.
How funny is that?
That is funny.
I was waiting all day yesterday. I was like, I know one of them is going to find Hank and send me a selfie. I just know it's going to happen. So get out there, go find him. Gloria, how the hell are you? How are things in Canada? Are they better than here? I don't know.
There's still fires up there, I believe.
Sorry. We booked a vacation yesterday because we need to go away.
You and Cliff or you
Yes.
and the family?
Cliff and I, he was
Okay.
like, how about Portland? Let's go away for 4 days midweek to Portland. I was like, I don't want to go to Portland. So, you know, New Hampshire.
And Portland, Maine, you're talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
And all those are great and drivable, and we can be there in a couple of hours.
Yep.
But the cost right now, $500 for a hotel in Portland. I was like, Cancun, we're going. So we're going to Tulum.
Oh,
We're going to Tulum for like 3 to 4
You're
days.
like the second person I know that's gone to Mexico, and like I'm still dying. Daniel and I were supposed to go to Yucatan, and we never made it.
I've never been. So I'm
But
like,
I also want to see so many other things. in
yeah,
Mexico.
yeah. There's a lot in the queue, right?
Campeche,
Yeah. I just-
Veracruz.
Went on like the Delta, whatever. And I was like, what can we get for points? Because now I'm a points freak. Why? Because I used them to suffer my road trip with my daughter across America, I was like, let me see what we have for points because I can't be in this car with you much longer.
Who A, refused to let you drive, B, played her music so loud. Guess what? It's her fault you had the migraine for 3 days.
Yeah, I know. I'm not.
I mean, you didn't say it yesterday, but I knew it.
I'm not going to point fingers. But
I will.
Trap rap and for 4 straight days.
And you didn't hydrate.
Does a little something to you. I was in the desert
But it's a dry heat.
with loud noises. It wasn't good. She says, I'm going to Tulum in February. I'm probably going to be much nicer then. What's up, Dave? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, thank you. It is Friday, and we are just so ready to get this weekend started. It's Pride. Thank you very much for bringing me
Oh, you're welcome.
my fun little flag.
They were giving that out at the brunch over at the Provincetown International Film Festival last Sunday.
Thank you for supporting PIFF, and thank you for representing Lemonadio.
It was, yeah.
Rip it up. Tell us how it was
All
this
right.
year, Provincetown Film Festival.
Yeah, well, not that I want to complain, but when you get the press pass, I mean, believe me, it's great because you get, I think, 8 or 10 passes.
Yep.
You know, but I saw I was able to see 4. I tried to get to 6, but I only got to see 4. And there was so much. And so many great documentaries and premieres.
It's such a diverse grouping of films and people.
Yeah.
I really do enjoy it. Every year has its own personality.
Yeah. And there are other, I mean, Jeff Hiller was there. I don't know if you remember him from Somebody Somewhere, the HBO series.
Very cool.
He has a book out called Actress of a Certain Age. And he did a little bit of a talk back thing on Sunday afternoon. I didn't get to go with that, but actually on Saturday or Friday, I think he actually was in Boston. Jeff, I forgot your last name, sorry, but from East End Books, they have a location in the Seaport area, and they had Jeff Heller there too.
Oh, very cool.
So he got, that's probably part of his whole little book tour. So that was great. Of course, Murray Bartlett, they gave the Excellence in Acting Award to, and also River Gallo got the Next Wave Award, and the two of them were in a movie called Pony Boy that I got to see.
Yep.
I wouldn't say intense, but it was a lot.
Heavy.
It was heavy. The one thing that I do like, they do address the topic of intersex.
Yep.
Which I knew back in 2002. I learned about it, but you don't hear enough about people who are intersex.
Yep.
And it was really nice to get that put into the dialogue,
learn something
and the discussion of a movie. Yeah. And it was really important. And you get a lot, you get it. It doesn't beat you over the head with it, but it was enough to just educate you, which was great.
You're like, oh,
Absolutely.
that makes sense. Got it.
But the opening night, I made sure to be there on opening night, which was Wednesday. And the film that they premiered was called Strange Journey, the story of Rocky Horror.
Yeah.
It was directed.
Very cool.
Yeah. It was directed by Linus O'Brien, who is the son of Richard O'Brien, who played Riff Raff and created the movie.
That's awesome.
It was
such a cult following. So I really think that is something people might want to get into. Like, why did this become why it became the way it is?
Exactly.
And how it's still a thing. And fun.
Right. And it's funny. It started as a play.
Yep.
Then it went to LA and they filmed the movie, and then they tried to go to Broadway. And that's when Broadway's like, oh yeah, just because you're popular, you made it at LA and over in London or UK. He's like, they panned it. It was awful. And then when the movie came out, it didn't get the acclaim that it was.
Yeah.
But then they were checking the movie theaters that were still showing it on a regular basis. And they're like, well, how are you doing? What's the house like? And it's like, well, we get 50 people a week. They're like, well, you know, what are you doing? What are they like? They're like, no, it's the same 50 people. And that's how the cult and the tradition acting it on stage came about. And everybody has a story. And I got to say, it was to Linus, I ran into him and I said, great job.
Yeah.
So wonderful. I said, just like everybody in the film, I had something that's near and dear to my heart because I was in the marching band in high school. And that's what we did every year.
Rocky Horror Picture
in the
Show.
fall during football season.
Yep.
We would always go, and it was at the Cherry Hill Mall. It was at the cinema midnight.
Awesome.
And there were high school kids that they were in the arts, and they would be in their cars. They'd be rehearsing.
Yeah.
And
but it was always a refuge for the others.
It was.
You know what I mean? Especially when you're in high school and you're not
feel
of
out of
that.
place.
Yeah, 100%, which is most people, by the way.
Yeah, I loved it. So that was something I enjoyed. Then I made sure to go see Jimpa.
Okay.
Which starred Olivia Colman and John Lithgow
Love her.
and Odd Mason Hyde. Odd Mason Hyde's mother is Sophie Hyde, who is a director. And they had a talk back after that, but I was so emotional.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't talk.
I get that way when I watch even Disney movies. So I can only imagine what I would have been like. I'm glad it was you. Thank you for being the representative.
Well,
good morning, Erica, Kristen, Seth, William. Thank you for joining us on the show. And Serafina, it was so wonderful to see your lovely face yesterday.
So the John Lithgow character,
yeah,
it covers the span of his life. It's kind of autobiographical from Sophie, from her father. And just seeing the span of being an advocate and through the AIDS crisis and educating people in that movie, who were watching the movie about the AIDS quilt.
Yeah.
There was just a lot. And it was great. And the thing about it is I had to run back to work too.
Yeah.
So just getting a little 2 hours to do that was great. But then later on in the afternoon, I had just finished seeing Linus and saying thank you to him. And I was about to leave and there's Sophie and Odd. And I'm like, oh my God. So I said, do you have time? Are you running errand? And they're like, no. I'm like, can I buy you a drink? So
you weren't like me with Bo and Yang. Can I just wait and watch you eat your ice cream until you have time for me?
I didn't do that. It was just the two of them. They actually had a free period.
Oh, okay, nice.
So we sat down and we talked for over like a half hour. I bought him a beer and we had a wonderful discussion. I got to share how that movie just embodies so much of what I grew up with. Also, it deals with a lot of like kind of death and dying and decision making.
Yeah.
And I talked to Sophie all about my public health law, and it also was raw to me because George Janis, the professor and pretty much the founder of public health law and health ethics.
Yep.
And the rights of the patient. He just passed away May 30th.
Wow.
And I learned about that a couple days before the movie.
Well,
so
it's
that really
wild to me to think that he run from that epidemic. I mean, it's been 50 years.
Yeah, I know.
50.
Yeah.
And you've seen all the changes in your entire life. Like it's really incredible to see where we are now from where we were, so uneducated, so foolish about the whole situation.
Right. And when I was getting my master's in public health, I did the public health law course. It was a 4 credit. It was rough. It was a lot, but I learned so much and it helped me with my in-laws and dealing with the hospitals and other people that were trying to intervene. So it just paid off in spades. And I kind of relayed that to Sophie. So it was great.
That's incredible. And thank you so much for being part of the Provincetown Film Festival and representing us in Lemonadio. It's so nice. They do such a great job. The volunteers are so wonderful. Mariah, one of my E for All girlies, was involved again this year. She's such an advocate for LGBTQI plus everything. And here we are at Pride Month, and we're talking about some of the amazing things. It's summer, it's Provincetown, and people flock to that Mecca, that place of safety, right?
Yep. Well, that's the thing. And thank you for always, when you can't go, giving me the opportunity to do it, because I remember in 2022, like 3 years ago, Dale Dickey, who some people,
you always have a moment with somebody. I'm like, how do you do this?
She had gotten the Excellence of Award, and she was it was the first movie she had been, the title character in a love story. No, it's called A Love Song. And it was about a woman who was widowed 7 years. And at that moment, I had been widowed 7 years.
Right.
And we had a really nice conversation, kind of emotional. And it was nice. It's just wonderful when you find that human connection with somebody.
It's 10 years today.
Today is 10 years. Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
But again, I didn't waste it. I was looking back at stuff and it's just like, he passed away June 2015. By October 2015, I started raising money for the scholarship in his name.
I know.
And here we are. We've given him away 7 scholarships.
Hold before we jump into all of the things that you've done over the last 10 years. But I think that I just want to reset the table. RTB is joining us. He lost his husband 10 years ago. You and I became friends during pandemic. I'm like, that's like 5 years already.
I know.
So it's for like half of that,
Yeah.
And I never knew Daniel. I just knew of all of the wonderful glowing everything and how you remember him every day, even with your Xanadu sweatshirt on.
That's her favorite.
Because right.
Yeah.
And
he was a muse.
Yeah, absolutely. He was
Yeah.
into theater and the arts, and he was like he was
He inspired so many people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a mentor to so many people.
And you're right. Like you say the same thing that my friend Christine Betts and a few other people, they're like, I can't believe I've never met Daniel because
Right.
I know him so well.
Yeah.
So
You do a great job of keeping him alive. You do. Oh my God, we're crying today. I knew we were going to get cryish because I knew it was going to be anniversaries and such,
but I mean, I have so many people to thank to help me get to where I am just in honoring him and continuing his legacy forever.
It's one of those things that you don't want to talk about. You know, death and dying is hard to have a conversation about.
You have to.
And you absolutely do. It's just part of all of our lives. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's an eventual thing. And Cliff and I talk about it very candidly as to, because we're so intertwined in each other's business, our lives, our whatever. If something shall happen to me, if something shall happen to you, how we want things to go, and preserving our dignity and our expectations and our legacy and what we hope to do that. And I think that I don't know if you had that planned with Daniel.
Well, one of the things that, he taught me is about there's no such, there's never the right time for an uncomfortable conversation.
Yeah.
You got to rip the Band-Aid off. But the other thing too, is you can't constantly avoid something because it's especially something that's inevitable.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
I know.
Like you taping your wishes onto yourself.
Listen, I change them on the regular. I write them down when I get a whim. And then I cross them off when I'm done.
As long as we don't see you walking into traffic with the thing taped to you.
This is what I need. And I think you have to inject humor into these situations. You absolutely do, because it's the thought is so overwhelming.
It is, but it's about how you live your life and not just what you believe, but it's just like what you experience and how you experience. And I think the thing is, I've experienced and have had so many people in my life who have passed. I've had some really amazing experiences. I mean, I don't like to talk about this too much, but I woke up the minute my mother-in-law passed away. I was in the room with my husband, with Daniel, right above her, and she woke me up.
So come on, I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm out the door, just so you know.
That's when I heard my sister-in-law say, Dan, she's gone. And
premonitions. Like,
the thing about it is like, I knew she saw us.
Yeah.
She saw us loving. She saw us together.
Yeah.
She already knew that, but it was just for me. It was like, I had that moment. I had that flush of that feeling. And I was like, I wasn't spooked out by it.
Yeah.
It was just like, it was something that was I don't know, it was something maybe calming or something that she wanted to give me. It was really cool.
Yeah.
So I've had different experiences like that. When my father-in-law passed away, my sister-in-law, she had made up a whole website. So she let everybody know if they wanted to write something, we would be writing it to him. And here I was, person sitting next to him in his hospice bed.
Yeah.
Reading everything. One that was heart-wrenching was from his best friend.
Awful.
I made it through it, but it was like heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
But I was able to tell him because, and again, the last thing that goes pretty much is your hearing.
Yeah.
And I got to tell him what everybody wanted,
whether he heard it or not.
Exactly. So having those moments and just knowing that you have no do-over.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it. So
big hugs going out to you from Gloria XOXO. Hi, we've got Cape Produce. Congratulations on your big win the other day from E for All. I think you got a nice big fat check. Very exciting stuff there. Nate, congratulations. He just got a new job, I think, with one of his favorite football teams.
Is he back or is he?
He's back for this summer, but I think he just got an opportunity to write for the Steelers.
That's awesome.
So I think that I know, right? Like that's pretty incredible. Congratulations to you.
He's not quitting school, is he?
No, he's not quitting school. Absolutely not. No. Hello from Southern California. Hey, Don, thanks for joining us. Josh Adams, how the hell are you? And thank you so much for everybody joining us this morning. Yes, it is the first day of summer. Dave Hegner. And we are kind of talking about some heavier stuff here. Cindy, oh my God, I'm late. You're not. You're good. Good morning, Lauren. And yes, it's going to be a beautiful day today. The calm before the heat wave storm.
We needed a heat wave.
I know. Yeah.
With all the rain. As long as it doesn't rain.
Will it kill the cicadas? Yesterday, it was raining bugs.
Yeah.
And when they hit your windshield, the splat is so upsetting. And
Is that a Cape thing? I'm not experiencing. Well, I'm in the city, so
no, it's like a sandwich Mashpee. Even it's only parts of the Cape where the brood is extreme. Well, you're in Mashpee, and I'm telling you, when they hit your windshield and splat, you can't even wash it off with windshield wiper fluid. It rebuffs it. It's like absolutely no, and so it's just smush.
Even with new wipers,
on your windshield wipers, absolutely.
Oh my god!
You got to scrub. Like that's some elbow grease right there, and they are everywhere, and they are dumb, and they are mating, and they're on everything. It's disgusting. Jesus. So we're all waiting for this to end. Do you not hear them outside?
No.
All you have to do is step outside and just listen for a minute. And you're like, oh, okay. That's what they meant.
Okay.
It is some apocalyptic crap happening here in Mashpee. I'm just letting you know. So doesn't happen often. Jared thinks that it's on purpose, but it's not my fault. Oh, they're horny and dumb. She says.
That's funny.
They're bugs. Grandkids are here. Beach time. You go enjoy all of that. We've got RTB in here and we're talking about it's been 10 years since you lost Daniel.
Yeah.
Where are you at in your process? I feel like I don't know where I will be or if I will be.
Right.
If it's Cliff, if it's me, and just dealing with the being a part of life.
Yeah.
When your soulmate is no longer.
I think one of the biggest challenges, I mean, he was always thoughtful and forward thinking. So one of the things that he told me was he wants me to find joy and find happiness.
Yeah.
But it's very challenging when we lived in 20 years what it takes 50 people who were in relationships 50 to get to, because he had been really therapized. He knew how to cut through it. He's the one that showed me that I could trust someone and share my feelings and how I was feeling and didn't negate it. So that's what the challenge is sometimes. So it's like I'm open to dating and stuff like that. And I had a really nice 7
He's got a spreadsheet over here for absolutely everything.
I had a nice 7-year relationship. It ended. It didn't. It didn't end horribly, but we just moved on. Yep. We had a very civil adult conversation. We still talk to each other all the time. And he's in my life, and I love him. It's just like we weren't meant to be an intimate couple.
Right.
So it's like now
I think that was just good for both of you.
It was good for both of us.
He needed you and you needed him.
So now it's just like, I'm open to dating and whatever. And I did the speed dating. I told you about that. It wasn't for me.
You're going through the process though.
No, but I also realized, for me, it's going to be organic. It's going to be, happenstance.
Yeah.
And whatever happens, happens. But I have wonderful people in my life. I have my chosen family, and you're part of it. And I have wonderful memories. I have wonderful experiences. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
We have our Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony that we go to. I'm helping, I think I'm helping a couple that's close with me who recently got divorced, and we're maneuvering. It's funny, we're maneuvering it as a family.
Yeah,
and it's wonderful, and I'm there for each other, either getting together or getting together separately, and those are the things that I think I cherish the most, because I have that kind of support system, and I have fun.
Yeah. You are one of those treasured human beings that came into my life in a space where I was going through a huge transition. It was a space it was just like a lot. Yeah,
you had already pivoted, but
right.
I
pivoted wrong. I was like, wow, I hit a wall. Yeah. And it was real. I hit that wall. I was doing what I thought I was supposed to be doing. Yeah. And then just sort of having that loving hand. You were just somebody that I could immediately just be like this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Yeah. And this is all my dirty dirt. Hi, friend. We're going to be best friends. Here's all of my baggage. Yeah. And you were like, this goes in this bag and this goes in that bag. And you don't need that bag anymore. So put it at the thrift shop.
It was
it was really good to be able to have somebody, because you love your spreadsheets, because you can look at things analytically sometimes when I'm a ball of emotion and heart. And you are also that.
Yes.
But you've got that analytical nature where I'm just like, I don't like that.
It's that combination of Deanna Troi where she's empathic, and then Spock where he's just stoic. You know, it's nice having that combination because you get to really evaluate the situation and say, okay, who do I need to, how do I need to be, and who do I need to be here to be supportive? And what I think what was great is like I was already an open book, so it gave you that kind of license to say, okay, I think I can trust this guy.
Yeah.
And you did confide in me, and then we really got down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that too.
Yeah, it was like a nice fast forwarded friendship. So 5 years has felt like forever. So I'm okay with that.
It feels like more than 5
years. Yeah, right. You know enough. He knows where all the bodies are buried, just in case you're wondering. And hopefully I give you something, you know, that works for you in that space of just like, it's okay to do it. It was really funny. I read this article.
She texted me back.
Yeah, right. Why
but I know how busy you are. My
me?
God, everybody wants Stephanie.
You don't need this. Emily Ratajkowski was talking about how she explains that she has almost 0 straight men in her life.
Wow. Who is Emily Ratajkowski?
So she's a model. She's a supermodel. Okay. She's very attractive. She's objectified by men, I feel like. Okay. But she just said basically the importance of community at this stage of her life. She said, I still like men. I just have 0 straight men in my life unless they're a romantic interest. Yeah. She said like the hierarchy of needs. She says, you know, growing into my 30s and doing all of the things I want, I just feel less stressed when I'm in the queer community.
Yep. Yeah. There's a lot of comfort when you are completely independent and confident, and, you know, you're open to welcoming a relationship, but you don't have to go and search for it. You don't give into all this peer pressure about having to be connected with one person.
Yeah.
And having a community and having areas that you go to where you do feel safe it pays off in spades, and it really does nourish you.
I feel like it's a straight female struggle sometimes to just be your normal damn self.
Yeah.
I feel like we put on a lot of affectation because of expectation. And I feel like, you know, I have to be the perfect wife, the perfect mother. I have to do the perfect thing here, or I have to do this. Or if I'm in the office, I have to be a professional. I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to do this. And it's unnecessary. And it's stuff we do to ourselves. Like, we do know this,
I know, but
we still do it.
I had a boss once. It was very young. I was 20, and she hated that word perfect. She said, there's no such thing as perfect.
No, absolutely not.
She's like, because just remember, if you think you are, it will take 6 imperfect people to carry your coffin to the grave.
Yep.
And
facts.
then there was another point in that journey where there was an employee who was being let go, and she was saying, "You need me," and this and that. She's like, and talking about how they're indispensable. Now, yes, you can be good at your job and this and that, but the president of the United States was assassinated.
No one is indispensable.
There was somebody sworn in the next day to take over his job. Nobody's indispensable. You're missed. The company may suffer, the relationship may suffer, or something like that, but people pick up and move on.
Yep.
So don't aspire to this perfection. And Jane Fonda said this thing too. We're not supposed to strive to be perfect. We're supposed to strive to be whole. That's what's most important.
Yeah. And I think part of that is this conversation we're having today. Yeah, some of it's a little hard, but also, you know, it's June, it's Pride, you have milestones this month.
Yeah,
you got a birthday coming up in a couple of days.
Yes, I do.
There are milestones here. Like, do you ever feel this like pressure of like, I feel your pressure for you, where you feel like you need to be in a certain place? I feel like you're always kind of chasing that certain place.
I'm not chasing, but I'm planning.
Yeah.
And last year was the beginning of the transitions.
Yeah.
That I was planning, and some of it's happened. Some of it is coming soon, and I'm feeling really confident and happy about it. And I think it's like the next chapter for me.
Yeah.
I really do. It's been really interesting. I've been reflecting on it the past few days, and yeah, I'm ready for some new stuff to happen. You know, some of it'll be good and sad to either close a chapter and leave some stuff behind. But I know that I just feel that this is the right time, and it's going to be good for me.
Yeah, I should have texted Susan to see if there's some other shifting things going on in the universe, because I feel like I'm definitely seeing a lot of change, people's accepting of situations, people's putting themselves out there. I've got a couple of girlfriends that were like, I'm never going to be dating ever again. And they've been really
Never say never.
putting themselves out there recently. And I'm loving the shift.
Yeah.
And they're, I don't know whether it's a seasonal change. We're here at the equinox. I've got my witchy woo situation tomorrow. We've got the summer solstice, and it's a night market.
Okay.
That is happening in Yarmouth.
Wow.
And so it's right over at our friend's little witch shop there in the plaza across from the Restore, and also Sea Dog. So we're going to be there, and it's going to be all kinds of tchotchkes and crystals and people
prepared for the mosquitoes?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm prepared for a life.
Right,
you know
me.
me.
You might want to check on that. But the other thing is, I did send something to Susan. I don't know if she's on yet. But I did send her. It was a guy who was talking about, I think, Neptune and Aries or something. So that is something supposed to be huge that's happening right now.
So there is some sort of weird
there
shift in the universe. Cheryl, she said that's it. Progress, not perfect. So true is right. Hey, Slater, he said, Hunter rode his bike yesterday and was attacked by cicadas and came inside.
That's got to be worse than driving with them on the windshield.
Emily says there are none, 0 in Yarmouth. And Places says she is being absolutely invaded right now in Monument Beach. Oh. Yeah, I feel like this is the Upper Cape. That's why we're focusing on the best of the Upper Cape right now. It's not the cicadas. We can tell you that right now.
Oh, gosh.
They're disgusting.
I saw the picture.
Shall pass.
I saw the picture. It's just...
That's only one. They're just all over. We're also fighting a battle in my house where my attic is full of carpenter ants. My house I don't even know what's happening right now.
Is that the last part of the house you haven't been in yet? Because every time you go into a different part of the house, something new's coming up.
Yep.
All right.
So I don't know if this is my 25-year cycle and this is what's happening. We've owned this home for 25 years now, and things this season have just been like left and right. Broken.
I can just see it. One night you all are forced out of the house by some spirit in your house, just completely just leaves.
Yep, bye. The Wampanoag tribe comes back out of the ground and says, you must leave. Get out of here, lady.
This is our house.
We've had enough of you.
That's it.
This is the brood. Go, gone, get.
You found your space outside of the studio at home.
Seriously. What did you spend the last time you went grocery shopping?
Oh,
It's our question of the day that's on Stephanie in the morning. If you don't follow us there, please do so. We have questions every single day. And it's usually what I wake up to every single morning, looking at my bank account going, how much did we spend on groceries?
And is it for the week that you spend it for? Or is
No.
See, that's it. Yeah.
This is like 2 days.
Because of the people in your house.
Every time my daughter is home, we've got the bloodsuckers home. They're all just home needing things. Rides, money, food. I love my kids.
You invited one to move back.
I love my kids. Last night, her cell phone decided to no longer work. So
good.
Cliff's in the bed with like his glasses on and doing his little iPhone. Get me the iPhone tools. And I'm like, I don't even know what you're doing over there, but I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
Like,
could you do that somewhere else?
Seriously. I have to give a talk today. We are going to be over at Cape Cod Chamber, and that is going to be from 1 until 3. I'm meeting up with Martha Fields. She's a Harvard law professor, right? Mrs. Fields and I.
Cookies?
She's not bringing. Actually, she might be bringing cookies because I think it's a brunch.
Love it.
But we're going to be talking about networking. We're going to be talking about how it shifts in the summertime when you're at these gatherings that are a lot more casual. And when people take their foot off the gas and they're vacationing, that's your time to put your foot on the pedal and like, let's go and connect with new people that are not in your circle. So we'll be talking a little bit about that, a little bit about branding, what we've done at Lemonadio to branch our brand and expand to our nonprofit, and all of the things that we've grown this year, and how Stephanie's going to be driving a friggin' scallop truck.
I just have to take
beep, beep.
I have to take a moment and just talk about when the ads that you do on the radio, and it's just like right here on Lemonadio.
Like
that's what I hear.
Like I'm leaving. Bye.
I'm like, contestant number 7, Amber Atkins from Drop Check Gorgeous. That's what I constantly think.
And go.
I had to throw that in today.
I'm Stephanie. I'll be reading the part of radio DJ. Cut one. I can't help it. I even did a recent radio ad for the Mashpee Chamber of Commerce for Restaurant Week. So I sent it to all the radio stations, and I was like, I love the fact that I am on the radio of the radio stations that I used to work at. Now, now I'm here, and you can't get rid of me.
But like when you finish that last line, you're like, I'm on to the next thing.
Right? 11 a.m. Bye. I've left the building already. Stephanie has left the building.
She's in the car on the highway. Where'd she go? I don't know. She's doing.
She's doing. You know that.
The 9-year-old with
busy.
internet access. Yes.
Busy. So you're 2 days away from your birthday. What are you doing?
So
what's the plan? It's frolic weekend in Provincetown.
Christine Betts, you met.
Yep.
When I did my showcase, when I graduated from stand-up class, she invited me to this rooftop party on Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
Oh, but before that, I had to think ahead of time, and I ordered my super clucking chicken sandwich.
I love it.
From Cuddy's.
So good.
That was featured in Guy Fieri's Diet 3D. So I ordered 3 because I like 1 the next day in the fridge, 1 for me, and then I ordered 1 for John in case he's going to be around, which he will be. So we're going to do that, then maybe a brunch, then we'll do the rooftop party, and then I've got to decide where I want to go for dinner, which I think I decided, and it's going to be me, Christine, John, Heather, and John.
Perfect.
So 6 of us, and that should be fun.
Good.
Yeah. We'll see how
fun fact about RTB. We like good food.
Yep.
We like good booze.
Mm-hmm.
We like just the finer thing. We're the Finer Things Club.
That's it.
Only, our budget sometimes doesn't go along with the finer things that we care to enjoy.
Yep.
So we try and spread it around. I'll pay, you'll pay. We'll try and get the maximum amount of value for what we do. We do a pretty good job.
Exactly. I mean, I've got that deposit coming up for the cruise.
I need to get better friends, but we're working on it.
We are.
We need more for the club.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you're enjoying your life.
Thanks.
You're doing the things that matter.
Yeah.
You're celebrating in wonderful ways. Provincetown is going to be full. It's going to be so full, it's going to fall off this weekend.
They've got, since yesterday was Juneteenth, they've got a couple things all weekend for that.
Yep.
In celebration. Saturday and Sunday. They've got a art show, cookout. Then also this weekend is Frolic Weekend. I don't know what that means.
I think it's just we have to have a theme every weekend. So we're going to make this one Frolic Weekend because everyone's here now.
Club Wanna Frolic.
Oh.
That's what it's called. So they've got a bunch of activities. If you go to the Provincetown Business Guild website, you'll be able to see all the events that are going on.
Are you going to be around for Carnival this year?
I'm planning on it.
Okay. Yeah. What are we going to do? We got to work on our costumes.
What's the theme? Do we even
I think it's camp.
Oh, that's right. All right.
How are we going to be campy? Hello, Mutter.
Yeah, we'll have to keep thinking about
that. Hello, Fodder.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know what happens, but when RTB and I sometimes get in parade situations, when we were Raggedy Ann and Andy
and Randy.
Randy.
Ragged Randy.
I couldn't shut off the persona that I had decided to be that day. And I don't have multiple personalities, but I decided that day I did. So I couldn't
I have
let
to
her
be careful which character I choose for us.
I know. Really, you have to be mindful of who you're choosing for me because I like to get into character.
Well, I enjoyed mine too. I mean, with Randy, I had the messed up hair and I had the bruises I put on my face and my arms. So that was kind of fun. I love making it that fun. Speaking of which, I don't know. Did I send you the Instagram of a doll with a woman's hand brushing the kid's hair?
No,
it's violent, like hitting the face. And
that's how we all grew up.
I subtly shared the reel.
That hurts.
I subtly shared the reel because it reminded me of the way my mother.
Mommy dearest.
No, the way my mother combed my sister's hair. Because Renee used to be like la la la, and she would get pissed at Renee for moving around, so she'd hit her in the head with the brush. So my sister sends me the message.
It was a different time.
Oh, it's hysterical. It was a different time.
It was a different time.
But still.
It wasn't frowned on to do that. This is just the way it was.
What's funny is, she had to send it to me as a message. She's like, you watched it happen. I said, yeah. Right? I said, it was a subtle post. She's like, nothing subtle about it. My head and face hurts watching it. I'm like, all right, Renee, we get it.
I feel the phantom pains now.
The phantom pains.
Oh my
You're not asking her to brush her hair now.
But it's true. That's how we grew
No,
up.
it's true. We all have our own little
Right?
trauma. But
Fair.
yeah, that was hysterical. But that's the kind of, sick humor we had.
Yeah,
up.
right. Bear Week is coming.
Changing subjects.
I was thinking of Claus.
July 12th to the 19th. And I'm on vacation the week before. And they have a lot of 4th of July events that week because 4th of July is on a Friday this year.
Right.
So I'm kind of excited that I'm going to be there. I'm off work. I'm just going to chill.
Well, here in Mashpee, we're going to have the
happens.
fireworks on June 28th for the 4th of July. At least we have them. Some of the towns aren't even having fireworks this year. So if we have to be a week and a half early, then fine.
I would love people to just spend the money and the upfront cost and just do drones.
Right.
Those are amazing.
Apparently it is. Marty from the Greater Hyannis Chamber gave me some of the stats and was giving me some of the companies that do those drones and lights and whatever. The cost is absurd. And I don't know why.
I don't know either.
I feel like it should not be like that.
Because
I think they're just gouging because they can.
Probably, yeah. Because David, I forgot his last name. He moved from Provincetown out to Palm Springs, and he showed the drone 4th of July thing. And it's amazing.
Well, he was the one that David was the one who originally really started promoting Carnival open to all, not just the Provincetown community. Yeah. I think he really got eyes on it as being this global festival. Yep. I mean, 80,000 people flock to Provincetown. It's just not, the capacity is not there for that, but we enjoy it nonetheless. Just don't be rolling up 5 minutes before the parade going, I can't find parking. Yeah, exactly. You've missed the boat. Totally. It's just, you missed the boat. Good morning, Diana. I really miss your face. We don't have trivia together anymore. I'm taking the summer off from trivia and music bingo while our hosts do it.
Good.
And we have more than ever. We've got added new additions coming up this week. Cape Cod Winery, Falmouth Yacht Club. Be out there. Some of our hosts are absolutely amazing. We've got Robin and Sue and Bree and a lot of other fabulous females. If you ever wanted to host, we are looking. We need somebody to fill in and support our staff. And it's a good couple of bucks, $50 an hour to go and have fun.
Yeah.
At a restaurant. Not heavy lifting at all. And the program is laid out for you. So if you can paint by numbers, you can host music bingo and trivia with us. We would love to have you along for the ride. We've got just a really good time.
Good. There's also Off the Grid tonight.
Our friends. AJ just booked a time. AJ, I forgot to tell you, you're coming up.
Your time is coming up.
Well, I saw Josh Adams here. You took AJ's class, the stand-up comedy class.
Yeah.
And you've done it a couple of times since.
Yes.
So it wasn't just one of those things where you take a class and do it one time and then you check that box off. You're constantly honing your routine.
Yeah, and I've got a bunch of stuff that I've been adding to my little notes so that I can put something together.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
When are you going to come back?
You know what I have to do is I'm planning to do more open mics because that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
And for me, it's doing open mics in Boston. And there's a place on Sundays. I forgot the name of the place. It's out Jamaica Plain area. But also Tuesdays over at Margaritaville in Faneuil Hall. That's a really nice space because you get to meet beforehand, run your stuff, and you get feedback. And I love the way that they do that.
I'm so proud of you for putting yourself out there. It is not easy to stand up in front of a crowd of strangers and test new material or do anything for that matter. It's not in everybody's belt.
No, and I will say that it's been an evolution based on what I've done throughout my life. And it's, because I've been on stage, I did hip hop dance. I did country western dance. I was in rep concerts. I did community theater. I was in the ensemble. So I've done this presence and I've been there as a group. And I've done some public speaking. I've worked on a lot of the different ums and ands and stuff. So being on stage now by myself, I have that confidence and I don't worry about a lot of stuff. And again, when you're doing your comedy, and it's one of the things that I didn't think about until taking the class with AJ and Josh, is just the best thing for you to bring is yourself.
Yeah.
And your history. And, we make fun of ourselves all the time. We're like, not everybody, but we do.
Yeah.
And so we always find comedy in our stuff and our experiences. So, why not share it?
Yeah. You can't sit with us if you're soft. You're not going to make it.
No. No, it's like we don't need to move to Manhattan. We have thick skin.
We definitely do. Carnival, says Cindy. Yeah, it's absolutely such a fun time. We didn't get to go last year because our schedules didn't permit, but we're hoping maybe this year that we can dredge it back up. And
yeah, and I would,
do our fun parade coverage.
We should talk about how we're going to do that.
Yep.
Yeah. Because I'm thinking maybe a different location.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that might be fun. I'll talk to some
There's
people.
plenty of locations.
I'll talk to some people.
Commercial Street is long.
They may or may not like it.
Yeah, right.
We're very strong flavor.
That's it.
That's it.
I love it. It's a hot cup of coffee. Come on in and come in hot. I'm telling you what,
Yeah.
the water's fine. Today's World Productivity Day. I feel like that is a juxtaposition with it being the first day of summer.
Well, because it's the longest day of the year. You have to be productive. You have to plan.
I got to do stuff. There's plenty of daylight. We're
That's
burning
it.
daylight.
That's it. What are we doing? Where are we going? Why are we not there yet? Why hasn't the show started?
Yesterday was a big celebration for me personally, getting that albatross of a magazine out into the world. I went and Cliff came with me to pick it up. It was delivered in Dennis from our producer. And I grabbed a couple of boxes of it. They're going to distribute it for us, so I don't have to sit there with my little lemon mobile driving across Cape Cod. There's a company that does the distribution, and I'm thankful that that is exactly what they do, putting them in grocery stores, putting them in places as a tourism magazine, right? It's a guidebook. And I never put one together. So, I was like, what do you mean? It's my choice for the content that goes in here? Like all of the content? Do I want that responsibility of showing what Mashpee is to all of the people? But I think I did a really good job of selecting some stories and connecting with some of the different swaths of human that live in Mashpee. So I think it's pretty diverse in its offerings. And also I was like rewriting my little blurb in it 42 times. Whatever. I'm like, it's so stuffy. It's so stuffy. Like it's a different role. You know what I mean?
No, it's true.
Where I have to be my professional self.
And
here in the show, you see all of it. Good, bad, ugly. I share with you all of it. One of the things that I was reading in all of my research and putting this talk that I'm giving today was about connecting with an audience, connecting with your true self.
Right.
And the quickest way to make a real connection with someone is by doing video things like we're doing, like you're watching with us today, and we're interacting together. It's the quickest way to form a connection with a human. And I feel like this part of my job is like the highlight of my day. It's a space where I can be fully myself.
Right.
But still talk about all the great things that all of the people that we're connected with get to do.
Right.
And I absolutely, truly love that. So in a paper form where something is going out to strangers and
it's
other
hard
things.
It's hard to translate it that way. But again, this is your first time doing it.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to finesse it and it'll get better.
Yeah, I feel it's a little stuffy, but
it's all right.
I did my best. I think she looks real good. And Claire, I have a whole pile of them for you. She was the artist that was selected for the cover photo.
Oh, okay.
We do like a photo competition, and she has been through several lives in her Mashpee upbringing. Her family owned Zoe's Pizza. They sold it. Yeah. She's now, she's a therapist. She's a school therapist. And on the side, her side hustle is she's a photographer. It gives her that calm. It gives her that space. It's her creative outlet. And so to have her chosen, she was just over the moon. Like, I can't even believe it's going to be in print. I get to have it. So Claire, I've got your magazines, and we're really excited that your photo was chosen this year. By the way, if you're a photographer or a painter or any other art maker, please submit your hopes for the 2026 cover. We'll start doing that sometime in September. So if you're out there shooting something cool this summer, definitely think of us come September.
Well, what's great about that too is we have so much exposure.
Yeah.
Because we're in a vacation land,
to the world.
Exactly.
People, we forget that this is a major destination
Cape Cod,
for the
all
world.
Of Cape Cod. Yes,
yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hard thing for people to process sometimes.
No, it's true. And people will find the most, even if you feel that your event is small, people will find it. If you advertise it right, and they'll show up.
Yeah.
It's great. Like tonight, off the grid, it's Doug Key and friends.
Doug Key is very funny.
Is he?
I
so
saw
sorry
him,
I'm not going to be able to
saw him
go.
at the Melody Tent last summer
Okay.
when AJ opened up for one of our friends that bought the Melody Tent and rolled the dice on himself.
Okay.
And he was like, I'm going to sell out the Melody tent and I'm going to, he paid for it himself.
Yeah.
And then sold tickets and did a really good job. It was very funny.
Cool. Is Lily going back there this summer?
Yeah, she's working there. She's there tonight.
Okay, cool.
I don't know how the hell I'm going to get her there, but
I know she's not the one with the license.
I was like, girl, you need a moped. You need something.
Oh my God.
Rickshaw.
You don't need a license for that. Just a helmet.
That's what I was saying.
Totally.
Like, figure it out.
Get her a nice little Vespa or a Piaggio.
I spent a little time last night at the Boys and Girls fundraiser, Boys and Girls Club of Cape Cod. We are about to embark on our capital campaign for a teen center. Our teens desperately need a place to congregate. And so we're working on this fabulous teen center. Like the drawings are done. Ground has not broken yet, but all of the things are in place.
That's awesome.
To start this.
Yeah.
Need a few more $1 million in the capital campaign to get the building built because things are twice as expensive as when we started this project.
Yeah.
A decade ago.
Yeah.
But we're going to get there. And we had a great little thing over at the Quashnet Valley. Shout out to Don and Will, who are just amazing small business owners and crushing it. They left their 9 to 5 and they rolled the dice on this business and they're killing it.
That's awesome.
I know. I love seeing these success stories.
Mm-hmm.
But we were there last night connecting with that side of the community, and we got to see the Moonlighters play. But I got there late because I had a business after hours and didn't have a place to sit. And nothing worse than walking into an event that's already like full on.
Yeah,
everybody's mostly eaten, and there's not really a space in which you can like eat and have a space. Then I look over and Lily's coworkers from Eastern Bank, shout out to you, Liz. Liz was like, hi, we have space for you here.
Oh, that's great.
I was like, oh my God, Liz, you are a national treasure. Thank you very much for just, opening that moment. That those people that are just like, here, I'm not going to make it uncomfortable for you to walk around.
Because then you just kind of give up and you're like, all right, I'm just going to stand in the corner and watch.
So thank you, Liz. And shout out to the staff over at Eastern Bank. We absolutely love you here in Mashpee. And thank you for being nice to my girl. She's a big time banker girl now. She loves it and they love her.
What is she doing over there?
She's a teller.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
She's working.
Maybe I'll come visit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll pay her a visit.
Go see her.
And wear a ski mask.
Mom, you'll never guess what happened to me at work today. I think I can.
Sorry. I won't do that.
No, obviously not. We like our life too much. I'm not going to be messing with PD today.
That's the last thing I need to die from friendly fire. I'm like, no, wait, I'm a comedian.
No, I was kidding.
It's just for Lily. That's all.
Hi, Mary. Thanks for joining us. It was so good to see you. She just came back. She was on the board of the Boys and Girls Club with me. And she just came back from Alaska. And I was so jealous of her moose encounters. Big ones and little ones. I was very jealous.
I'm still bitter that I didn't buy the Bobcat hat I wanted when I went there.
Tell me more about this Bobcat
I texted
hat.
and showed Daniel a picture. He's like, you are not buying that. I'm like, why not? He's like, do you know what kind of treatment you're going to get wearing that in the South End? I'm like, it fits my head perfectly. And I love the little face right there.
It's already dead.
And he's lounging on my shoulders. His little paws and everything. I didn't kill him for the hat. It's just there made for me. So who knows? It's probably 4 times the price it was back then. This was in
Damn it, Daniel.
This was in 2003. So there we go.
I appreciate him. I would have liked him a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, he would. Yeah, you'd be laughing so hard.
Can you talk about some of the things? Like, I know that you've got all of these things that you've completed over the last 10 years.
Oh, gosh.
In his name, in his honor, and yours, for your sanity, for your mental health.
Totally. Here we go. Decade recount. So with the scholarship, we had the fundraiser, Danny was leading ladies at Arlington's Friends of the Drama in Arlington, Massachusetts. And that was a labor of love. I was fortunate to get all the women that he had been in shows with and who were part of our chosen family to be in it. So I wrote, directed, and produced it. Karen Dennison, God save her, music director. She put together all the music that I wanted. I wrote the script. Erica Spires, who is on Broadway, she's an equity actor. She's part of my family. She helped me edit it. David Warnock was the MC for it. And then we had like Amy DeMarco, Jocelyn Hesse, Ellen Kazin, Jen Babrisky, Katie Peckett, Ann Kirkstead, Matt Torrance, who's doing very well. He's been performing at all the Pride Parades this month.
Yeah.
He's doing awesome. Then we got Jackie Coco, Ann McCoy, Kathleen Dalton, and then of course Erica and Spires and her husband Andrew put together a rendition. Andrew put it together of Xanadu. They had been rehearsing. I'd been to all the other rehearsals, so it was fine. So when we did the dress rehearsal and they performed, we all needed to take 5. It was really emotional. It was wonderful.
Well, you had played the song. There was one particular selection from that I just had never heard it performed that way. And it was, I think you and I both cried.
Yeah.
We had just come back from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame show in LA.
Yeah.
And like, we were on like such a high. Like we saw so many amazing people. We were like Dolly Parton.
And that was a 6-hour
Oh my God. It was 6 hours. I had a drunk lady spill stuff on me. It was a wild evening. We like decompressed and had like a midnight dinner and like went home and had to cry over Xanadu. I was like, it was a full day.
Yeah.
It was a full day.
So that was really amazing. And then over the past 10 years, we've given out 7 scholarships.
That's awesome.
You know, one year we had canceled because of COVID, and this year they paused it because of reworking the core aspects of the program.
Yeah.
So we're not giving a scholarship, or they're not doing the whole Summer Theater Institute this year. But, you know, out of the 7 scholarships, we have Candace Whittingham, who was went to Emerson College, graduated as an actor, has still been doing stuff in Boston, thriving. There's Kyler Bray, who is in 2022, who he was about to start his senior year. He tested out, and he's been just thriving doing all these musicals in the LA area. So I love the fact that Daniel's legacy continues. We're continuing to giving away scholarships. And I have these experiences that I call no accidents. And it's like, I think Daniel's spirit, like bringing these experiences or these people into my life, like meeting Dale Dickey, here also in Provincetown, very magical. And we have performers that come here, and I've had moments where I've, you know, met with and talked with Parker Posey, Billy Porter, Audra McDonald, Judy Kuhn, Beth Ballone, you know. And also I went to New York and got to see Fun Home again that Daniel and I saw when it was on Broadway. And I got to meet Michael Severus and Judy Kuhn and give Judy a hug and talk to Beth Malone. And they've just been wonderful, you know, just human beings. Supporters. And it's been really wonderful. There was the Anthony Rapp show that he did called Without You. And I saw that at Babson College, like 3 months after Daniel had passed. And there were so many things that were just reminiscent and just spoke to like our experience growing up with what he had gone through.
Yeah.
So I do call all those experiences no accidents and things that meant to happen. And I get to share that with people. And I also end up having experience with people that have had loss and brought something that meant something to them, which is great.
Yeah.
And then we've got all the mommy dearest phrases, you know,
hysterical,
just trying to destroy my career,
which my children absolutely love. We had a bonding Christmas over Mommy Dearest. It was
the mommy else. Mix is great.
That was awesome.
And then
Good morning, Miss Eva.
Oh my God. Then I went to an asylum graduation for my friend's Nick, his wife, Mary. She did this intense, like a year and a half improv class.
Yeah.
And they asked for stuff from the audience, and they're like, talk about, you know, an experience somebody has. And I said, hoof to the head. And that's a phrase that Daniel would use when we talked about lead at the end of the piazza, because that's what this girl's character had.
Hoof to the head.
She got hit in the head by a horse. So the hoof to the head is a really great phrase. It invokes the laughter. It's awesome.
Absolutely.
It's the kind of cartoon violence that I love.
We were raised on that.
That's it. You cannot get enough of it. I actually came across a reel that Snoop Dogg put, and the first one was a woman. She flew. The horse's hind laces went boom, and she just went flying. It was, you know, I hope she lived through it, but it was funny to watch.
You're like my husband who loves that like ridiculousness where you're watching people in pain. And I'm like, I can't watch this show for more than 5 minutes because I'm just like, I can't. Whatever is befalling these horrible humans, I don't want to know.
It's not my fault. Snoop put it out there.
And he does children's programming now.
Speaking of which, I love the John Mulaney Everybody's Live in LA.
You were a big fan of this new show that just emerged over the last 15 weeks or so.
And I kept calling, and I talked to the woman twice.
So close.
She didn't like me. So I now have to send a nasty gram to John Mulaney.
I'll get you a voice changer. We can work on maybe changing your voice a little bit.
People are screening his calls or aren't knowing good comedy when they call. I would have been great for that show. And still, I'm still holding my material for John when we're talking on the phone live.
On the phone live
next season for Everybody's Live.
See, your voice just changed too.
He's gonna get it. He's gonna get the series for another season. I'm gonna get through.
All right. Well, I'm gonna look forward to that. Do you want to do a little crazy crime?
Oh my God. All right. As if we weren't crazy enough. All right.
X-ray uncovers sock full of syringes, fentanyl, and a woman booked for a borrowed license plate. This is a Florida woman found herself behind bars for allegedly trying to smuggle all of things and pass it off as a borrowed. I just borrowed her license plate.
You don't borrow someone's license plate.
Ma'am, you are a thief and a drug. Get it gone. Wealthy Hamptons concierge service founder busted for stealing $141 in fish sandwiches.
What the hell?
She's been stealing salmon.
Help me, I'm poor.
The wealthy founder of a posh Hamptons concierge service was busted for stealing salmon and fluke from a beloved local market after a fishy history of allegedly swiping other culinary goodies. She's a food thief.
I was framed. I was framed.
What are you in for, salmon sandwiches?
That bitch Ina, she hates me.
Oh my God.
Right.
Speaking of celebrity chefs.
Oh my God, yeah. Anne Burrell.
I'm still right. So RTB and I are those weirdos that when somebody dies in Hollywood,
immediately text each other.
We try and see who's going to send the obituary to each other first. Like, oh my God, death notice, death warrant, send it to each other.
Yeah, because I sent you Brian Wilson and then you mentioned Slice.
I know. But so Anne Burrell and like, it seems a little sordid.
It does.
Looks like she had a little fun before she
had
left
fun.
the
She was
world.
at the Improv, the night before. I have no clue. I think a lot was imbued. That night. But the other thing is, I've been reading all the posts from the other fellow Food Network friends and colleagues. There was one I read that Duff posted, and it was really emotional. It was
Duff, by the way, from Sandwich, Massachusetts.
I know.
And
people laugh at it all the time. I'm like, stop laughing.
Right?
There's nothing wrong with Sandwich, Massachusetts.
No, there's nothing wrong with it at all. Drunk man rides a camel over an overpass, gets rescued by commuters.
Where's this?
Let's see here. Unclear. Shaw. So it is in an area in which there are camels. So it's not like that's crazy. A man caused panic on a busy flyover by riding a camel in an inebriated state. The incident occurred along one of their interstate expressways and was shared on Instagram. Rescued both the man and the animal. So that's good. So everybody, this all turned out well.
Yeah. Well, when you talk about traffic and inebriated, it just reminds me of the Robin Williams skit when he talks about, when you've done too much drugs when you wake up. When you wake up on the top of your car.
I vaguely remember that, but you have an elephant-like memory, especially for comedic pieces, clips, snippets, movie clips. It's unreal.
Because this punchline is great. The officer's like, "Is there anything wrong, sir?" And he's like, "No, it's just flood." And he's got the keys up his ass. Sorry if I. Do we have FCC things to worry about here?
Nope, we do not.
Thank God.
We are fine. This is a cable program, which we're allowed to say what we want to say here. It's,
There you go.
Some rules that we try to adhere to, but shout out to our friends, lovingly so, at MashP TV. You can get it on 1072 HD if you're in town. And if
don't look at me on HD. I'm not ready.
Look a little. No, I'm definitely not ready. I'm still sloughing off.
I know. I didn't shave this morning. I'm like, oh shit! I know it's HD, but
shout out to my friend John Ann over at Pigmenta, who has been working on making sure that my permanent makeup stays permanent. And she saw me yesterday, and she's like, "Do you have mascara on?" That's not allowed right now, miss. I was like, I will carefully remove it.
You can't carefully remove mascara. All right.
Absolutely not. Sorry. I'll be a good little patient, I promise.
Sure.
Also, does she want this as her billboard? I don't think she does.
Well, no, but still, she just doesn't want you in bed again with a cold pack and swollen eyes.
I cannot. I was corpsed like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory's grandparents in bed for 3 days.
And you didn't respond. I knew something was up, and I'm like, "How's you?" And you would not say anything. I'm like, "Oh."
I couldn't see. I couldn't read. I couldn't see.
Oh my God.
I couldn't watch it. There was nothing that brought me comfort. It was awful.
Sounds awful.
It was absolutely terrible. So for like 4 days, I just laid there. My back hurt from laying there. I do not know how people deal with recovery of any sort of injuries like that.
Yeah, and unless you have a prescription for those migraines, you just kind of
suffer.
Luck. Yeah, it
Yep,
stinks.
suffer
Yeah.
and sit there and wait. I brought Cody to physical therapy yesterday, and one of my good friends and LGBTQI queen, Brendan, was there, and they were like, do you live in Falmouth? I was like, nearby.
Close-ish.
And then they're looking at Cody's leopard print hair.
Oh my God. I finally saw a picture of it.
Well, I didn't see the counterpart. Cody's bestie, CJ,
Zebra.
has heart hair.
Heart hair.
He
Oh,
has
it's cut out.
Hot pink hearts all over his skull.
All right.
I was like, Lil, I don't know. You might got a brand going on. You got the third side hustle. You're like your parents with your side hustles. I think you got a business over here with hair decor.
Now, do we know the reason or the
I guess it's in style.
okay. All right.
I don't know what style is anymore. I'm old.
Well, luckily it's not permanent.
No, God, no. It's hair and it's
There you
summer.
go.
I was like,
That's
I don't
good.
care. It's summertime.
Yeah.
But I said, you need to put a beanie cap over that. And he goes, Mom, what if I get a leopard print beanie? It's like, no. No, sir. We've been yapping and yammering for more than a full hour. Kelly, I love his
Oh,
hair. Good
sorry.
morning, Jenny. I know. We have been all there. That is a weird hobby. I agree. What else do you want to talk about before we leave? Because we've been here a bit.
No, happy solstice. Enjoy the day. Make the best of it. I think the summer is going to be a heat wave. I think we're going to get hit really hard this year.
It's gonna be a
Which means
scorcher.
the AC HVAC will be running full steam. I'm going to be paying up the wazoo in electric bills, but
Thankfully, I just had that service, so nothing else can break my home
Yeah.
right now. Thank
well,
you.
that's good.
Thank
But
you.
Yeah, no, I think I'm in for a really fun summer. I'm looking forward to it.
You're feeling like it's your last, but it might not.
I might be. Well,
It may not be.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. You know,
TBD
I'm
with
just-
RTB.
I'm just throwing it out to the fates. We'll see what they give me. But yeah, I definitely have other things that I'm planning for myself moving forward in the future. It's all good.
The universe
Yeah.
is shifting.
That's
What are
it.
you shifting with? Share it with us. Hank will be back from vacation and can't wait to hear about his antics in Clearwater, Florida, and to see if he hooked up with my family, which I will definitely laugh about. Also, jazz and also blues will be hosted, I believe, by Michael this weekend. So I still think that we do have
Both.
programming. Also, Sethy Spice, Elastic Lamb. Make sure
Tonight.
you're listening here tonight
9
on
p.m.
Lemonadio, 9 p.m. Before that, we've got a little offering from the center talking about mindfulness and wellness and their road to recovery. They'll be talking about that before Elastic Lamb tonight. So I'm loving some of the shows that we've got here. If you've got an idea for a show or you want to be on Lemonadio, please reach out to us. Drop me an email, stephanie@stephanieviva.com. Download us in your app store. Alexa, play Lemonadio Radio. Find us on Roku TV. We'll talk soon. I'll see you at the farmer's market on Sunday. 11 to 3, it is POP, Power of Produce. Kids are going to be running rampant. People are going to have their feet in the grass. And we've got all new vendors that are popping in to say hello this Sunday. Now that it is summer, we'll have some shifting in all of the people that do join us. So if you've been once, it's not always the same. And we always have things that are added to the market. I will see you out and about. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye.
Well, I don't even know who's coming on Monday, but you're going to be great.
It's okay. It's gonna be fabulous.
I promise. It's going to be a good time.
And Sethy, I saw your post. I'm gonna do a commercial for you for the 4th of July countdown.
Oh,
Yes.
4th of July countdown coming to Lemonadio.